Hello again, and my name is Mike Watt. I'm talking to an empty room. And we are continuing our series on Exploitation Nation with issue number 7. And here is where the theme sort of revealed itself. I didn't have any specific theme for this issue. I really, really loved Philip Rogers' painting here. It's called Hell or High Water, and that sort of sparked my idea for the theme, but it didn't really occur because we just had some what I thought were random pieces at the time. Mike Householder had turned in his I'd buy that for $1. My father, Bill Watt, did a nifty piece on The Wind and the Lion. Jay Channel turned in this great interview on Reverend Jen Miller, who, if you don't know Rev Jen, she is a New York-based artist, and she's wonderfully insane. Let's find a shot of her. There's Rev Jen. Yeah. I can't remember if we met her on the set of Terra Firma, if we met her. I know we definitely met her when she was with Nick Zed at the Chicago Underground Film Festival, where we met Doris Wishman as well. That's another story for another time. You're going to hear them all. This issue became sort of the indie film issue, and it sort of started a trend of concentrating on indie film people, and which I've always loved to do, being an indie film guy, and Amy being an indie film girl, and all of us being indie film people. And plus, indie film people are really easy to connect with. You don't have to go through agents or managers. You send them an email and say, hey, you want to talk? And they say yes, and that's how we get them. So this issue includes an interview that I did with filmmaker Mark Savage. He's Australian, and I first encountered Mark, it's a dozen years ago, when I was doing marketing for, I want to say, Subversive Cinema, and they had just put out a three-volume DVD set of Mark's films called the Savage Set, and it included Marauders, and it included Sensitive New Age Killer, which is actually called Hitman's Hero. He was really, when he started out, the indie Australian John Woo, and that makes sense if you check out his movies, and he has a lot of them out. He's a really prolific filmmaker, and he's quite the talent. He's a kind and gentle man, and we look forward to talking to him. There's a problem with each issue is we have a eulogy. There's one for Dick Miller. We were sorry to see him go. Tom contributed the eulogy for Dick. It was really, I loved Dick Miller. I got to meet him once when he was sick, and it's a too bad, really. We lost something great when we lost Dick Miller. And then I have a good long interview with Gabe Bartalos. Gabe's a madman, and he had just finished this extremely surreal dream logic film called Saint Bernard that's bizarre and gory and fun and sick. It's characters like that, and that's an animatronic head, and it's all in the breezeway of, I think he shot the entire thing the breezeway of his house. He also did Skinned Alive, which stars Warwick Davis, which you haven't seen. You wouldn't believe it if I told you what it was about. Gabe is a really generous, kind. He's part of the Henenlotter crew. That's how I've gotten to know him over the years. Good people. It's good to know that there are good people still working in the industry. So check out Saint Bernard. I know it came out through Severn. And Dr. Rhonda interviewed our friend Carmine Capobianco. Carmine Capobianco is the star and co-writer of Psychos in Love, and we've known Carmine forever. Carmine passed a couple of years back, but he's written for me. We were going to write a sequel to Psychos in Love at one point called Psychos in Therapy that became a zombie film for a while, and it just never got going. And unfortunately, in this business, we don't always have the time that we think we're going to. So it's nice to see Carmine in here. We interview with James L. Edwards, who just came out with his film. At this point, her name is Krista. His new film, Trivial, is I think it's on the market now, and almost everything in here is related to the struggles of independent cinema. Till we get to the end of this, I decided for some reason I was going to do Britain's Moral Panic. I was going to talk about the video nasties, and I had enough of it finished that I just tossed it into this issue, and I'm glad that I did, because it also talks about when Scooter was decried on the floor of the House of Parliament for Shatterdead. So you want to check this one out, this indie film issue. Here's mine autographed by Gabe. I like to do that. I don't care who knows it. One for Lonnie as well. See how well he personalized it? That's the kind of friendship that we have. Exploitation-nation.com, and you can pick up all the back issues, and I will see you again soon for issue 8.